Well, hey everybody, good morning. We're coming to you live from Augusta National. I know some of you are sad about the Masters this week not happening, and so I wanted to bring a sense of normalcy into your life. We've been granted some access. They posted us up here next to this tree with flowers and this azalea. A little disappointed in their azalea game this year, but you know, they're not having the tournament. So anyways, I want to come to you and bring you actually a story from a Masters moment in my own life. Hold on. Great shot, Tiger. Knock him dead out there today, Phil. Hey, I'll see you guys at the turn. Those guys. So, where was I? Masters moments, 2005. I'm at the Masters with my dad. My dad had been sick for years, had cancer, and someone had given us 2 tickets. We got to go. He was a huge golf fan. I was a huge golf fan. And this is going to be a special day of us just being together for hours, hearing each other's stories and just bonding together. We spent a long time on 13 and watched a lot happen. And then at the end of the day, he was getting tired. And so we went and on 16 watched a few people tee off. We hugged, he left, and I worked my way down towards the green. Well, about 5 minutes after he left, Tiger Woods comes through and hits a tee shot that lands just off the green, in the grass, off the green. And it was going to be a brutal shot. The hole was down towards him on the left side of the green down a hill. So he approaches this shot, and I'm maybe 10 yards behind him. And he hits his chip shot up on the very top of the green. And it trickles all the way down, maybe 30 feet, right to the hole, and it stops right on the edge of the hole, just so that you can see the Nike swoosh on the golf ball. And then literally about 2 seconds later, it trickles in for a birdie. He goes up 2 strokes, he goes on to win.
Well, here it comes. Oh my goodness. Have you seen anything like that?
The Masters that day. Well, of course, my dad's in the parking lot. He misses the whole thing, but he hears the roar. And I did what any good fan does in maybe the greatest shot moment of Masters history. I turned to some random stranger. We locked eyes and we embraced. We hugged, one of the more intimate moments I've had at a sporting event. Sadly, it was someone I'd never met before, and after about 3 to 5 seconds, we looked at each other's eyes, realized we didn't know each other. This is rather awkward. We went our separate ways, never to speak again. But what that moment reminds me of is 2 things. One, we all have this desire for fellowship, particularly in the important moments of life, and that was an exciting experience for any sports fan that anyone would have wanted to share with someone next to them. We all have this longing for fellowship, and during this crazy Corona time, I'm sure that you're longing for that as well. Actually, I pray that that would stimulate within you a deeper longing, that you would want to hunger and thirst for being with your brothers and sisters in Christ and being together in intimate community. But the second thing is we all have a longing for glory. That moment was a glorious moment. Tiger at the peak of his game, Augusta National, the 16th hole, the shot, the crowd, he'd go on to win it. The whole thing was incredibly glory-filled, but it was just a moment. And like that, it was over. And all of us long for that type of experience, but one that doesn't fade. And what it tells me is that we long for the experience of knowing the glorious God and being with Him forever. And so during this Corona time, all of us are probably actually longing, maybe more than ever, to be back together in corporate worship. And it won't happen this Easter, but it will happen eventually. Would that not turn you away from those desires and towards other things to fulfill your need for fellowship and for glory? But would it stimulate a deeper longing within you that would be satisfied when we come together in corporate worship? But even more, corporate worship itself as well, to some extent, is just a moment. It's just a foretaste of the reality that we're going to experience for all eternity in heaven. Imagine the greatest moment of your life of fellowship and of glory, and multiply that times infinity. For all eternity, we'll get to experience the Lord in His glory, in heaven, with His people forever and ever. And so, actually, would Corona stimulate your desire for heaven? John Calvin said that the meditation upon the future life is one of the things that sanctifies us most. And actually, our book recommendation this week is this. It's Heaven on Earth by Dr. Thomas. He preached a series on heaven a few years ago, and he turned it into a book. It's a great little book, just an enjoyable short read on meditation on heaven. It's exactly what Calvin called us to. It's what the Scriptures called us to. It's part of what we're really longing for right now. What this season calls us to think more and more about the Lord and heaven. Well, just wanted to bring to you a little Wisdom Wednesday this morning, a little nugget for you to encourage you, and a little fun from Augusta National. I'm going to meet those knuckleheads at the turn. I'll let you know how it goes, and we'll see you soon.